Hello, welcome to today's reading. Um, First of all, thank you so much for being here. It is a pleasure to have you in this reading, and I am really grateful. So, as you must know, that this video is going to be about what's blocking your manifestation, how is it blocking your manifestation, and perhaps what you can do to remove this blockage or by when you will be receiving your manifestation. We are going to look at all of it in detail. So, for today's readings, let's shuffle the cards on the camera itself and let's see which piles come up. For picking the piles, we are going to be using the Pocket Archetypes by Kim Krans. So the first card is the Seed. The second is the Nectar. The third card is the Comic. So for today's reading, the piles are going to be pile number 1, the Seed, pile number 2, the Nectar, and pile number 3, the Comic. So I think you know the drill here. What you have got to do is you have got to pick the pile that attracts you the most in all of these. And once you have picked your pile, you're going to go into the description box, click on your specific pile, and it will take you straight to your reading, and you won't have to skip or anything like that. See you. Welcome to your reading, pile number 1. So, you had chosen the card of the Seed for your reading, and this card usually talks about fertility, how this is actually related to the card of the Magician in the tarot deck, and this talks about how everything is in your own hand. But do you know about pearls, how they are made? So when pearls are made, the shell has to go through a lot of discomfort, and when some sand gets stuck in the shell, that's when a pearl is made. So you have to go through a specific grind, through specific hard work for this specific manifestation that you are aiming for, right? So let's just see what are the rest of your cards. We're going to just place it right there for a moment. Let's see what's blocking your manifestation. How can you remove these blockages? By when can you expect your manifestations to come true? And we'll be looking at the timeline perhaps, but later on, not right now. Right. So let's talk about your pile for a moment. Let's sit with it. So the Daughter of Swords is essentially the Page of Swords, which tells me about hastiness. And just as we talked about in the seed, that the pearl has to go through a specific, route to make. The shell has to go through a specific route that is time taking, that is discomforting, and it takes a specific kind of pressure to make that pearl. It's the same with the diamond, right? Something, a wooden piece, or I'm hoping that diamonds are made from wood. I think those are the fossils, right? So the wood has to go through so much pressure to become a diamond, but it also is very time taking. It takes a lot of time. And along with this Page of Swords, the Three of Pentacles also tells me, you see how there's this mountain here. Everything is definitely aligned, but there are challenges to your manifestation. These challenges are essentially not big or tough in nature, but they are time taking. So you see, this mountain does not look very steep. If we see clearly, there can be a way. You see, there are multiple ways of approaching it, but there's this one very clear way that goes to the top. So your manifestation isn't certainly blocked in the sense, it needs time, it needs pressure, it needs to go through the stages meant for it. And how you can remove these blockages is by having patience. The Four of Swords is the card of letting it go, letting it be, just putting in the effort that you're supposed to put in and trusting that whatever is meant for you will come your way. Because also about the Three of Wands here, you see how even when I am talking, I am also picking up speed, I am also trying to force the words out. Rather, I usually speak slow and clearer, but this time for this pile, my speech is also a little hasty, a little messed up, quite less patient, which I will try to calm down for a second. Right? Um, so the Three of Wands also tells us that this is definitely coming true for you. There's no doubt with if whether it will come true or not. It is meant for you. If not you, then there's no one who shall receive this manifestation, this good fortune that is meant for you. But you have to be like this lamp. You need to be trusting. You see, there are swords hanging in the air, but this lamp is trusting. It trusts the intuition, it trusts itself that whatever will happen, I will be saved, I will be given what is meant for me. So you have to be as innocent as trusting as this uh, lamb. And there's the card of Nine of Wands here. So Nine of Wands is the card which tells you that you will overcome all of these challenges. There's a definite sign that you will be winning, right? You will get whatever you want. But along with the Strength card about how you can achieve these manifestations is by waiting. Strength knows, the card of Strength is about knowing how to mold situations, how to mold action so that it helps you in achieving what you want. You need to make a strategy about what you want to achieve. You need to put in the work, you need to put in the time. Because if you do not put in the time, then it is going to be of no specific use. Yeah, so I think the voice quality for this video might just get better right now because there was a technical issue at my end, and I hope you have heard everything. Otherwise, you could just go back and turn on the captions for the video so it's clearer. I'll try and edit this video so you can hear me clearly. But if there are any issues, I'm really sorry for the inconvenience. So there's a clear sign that you need to stop hurrying when it comes to getting this manifestation because this is something huge. You see how even the universe burst out of nothingness. There was seriously nothing with just a simple energy, a simple nebula which just had some energy, one singular molecule. And if you see in the seed, it's very similar to that. The whole universe expands out of it and it is ever expanding, so it never stops growing. You have what it takes to bring this manifestation uh, to real life, to your own life. There's nothing that can stop this manifestation. The only thing that will be blocking is hurrying or pushing it a lot, because in that case you'll be pushing it further. There's no specific sign that this won't come true for you. Again, it is meant for you. If not you, then no one, right? Now let's talk about the timeline a bit of around when you can expect this to come true for you. Because I think you must also be aware of the fact that you need to wait for it. But how much waiting, right? And for that, I'm going to be using Angel Answers Oracle deck today. Just a second. Yes, we'll see. First of all, what guidance do you need to receive about this, and the timeline. Let's see. So the timeline for you comes to be, wait, oh my god, crazy, don't kill me about this. This is crazy. This is definitely crazy. I'm not going to pry any further because it very clearly states that you need to be patient and you need to wait. You need to put in the effort. So just let's just wait and keep putting in the action required for it, and we will receive it in due time. And the card, the guidance card, has come to be abundance. So I already feel that you guys are going to be blessed with a lot, and you have a lot of magnetic energy with this pile, with the seed coming up as the indicator card. This pile is definitely blessed with the power of manifestation, with the power of attraction, and you need to know how to use it right for yourself so you can turn your wishes to reality. So this is what I had for you, pile number one. Thank you so much for being here. If you are new to this channel, please subscribe. If you liked the reading, if you resonated with it, give us a like. If you want to talk about something, you can drop it in comments. And I'll see you again. Bye bye. Hello, dear pile number two. Welcome to your reading. So you had chosen the indicator card as the nectar. I hope it's visible to you. So the nectar, as if we had to translate into Hindu mythology, or the closest essence I can connect to, is Amrit. So you see, Amrit is something that if once tasted, it can leave the person longing for life, and it is something that changes your life forever in different ways. Also, not to forget that the Amrit is so intoxicating in a good way. And the nectar, let's say once someone has tasted organic honey, and now people try to keep bringing them store made honey or unnatural artificial honey. Do you think would they like, if it's you yourself, would you, after once tasting the sweetness, the intoxication of something so pure that it touches your soul, would you like to go back to the artificial world where everything available just speaks of how it is not real, it is an illusion, it is, the person would keep waiting, they would spend an eternity just to taste this nectar again. And your manifestation has to do something with that only. It's either that you are so deep rooted in your standards that the only thing that can bring you true happiness and satisfaction is the real joys of life, is the real highest life that you have imagined for yourself. Let's say this is about a specific kind of life that you want for yourself, moving to another place, having your own home. This could have tons of meanings, and when once you have experienced something that is so dear to you, that speaks to your soul, it is very difficult for someone to go back to live a life that does not align with you, with your highest self, with who you are meant to become. So that keeps you so uncomfortable, that keeps you so much in discomfort, that every day feels like something is being taken away from you, or you are being suffocated in a life that is not meant for you, right? So let's just see what the tarot cards have for you. We'll be looking at what is blocking your manifestation, essentially, from letting you live within your soul's desire. Okay, so what's blocking the manifestation? Okay. Oh. What can you do to bring this manifestation? The timeline. This is actually A very creative answer that your cards are giving us. First of all, what's blocking your manifestation is the fact that you are in a hurry to um, receive this, right? You know that this is something out of the world and not everyone gets to live this. So there's doubt essentially around this, that okay, will I ever be able to experience this? Will I be able to live this life? I think this is about a specific standard of life, or this is about a specific kind of life that you wish to live. Maybe for some of you it's, going abroad, going away from the place that you're living right now, living in a different destination, moving places, expanding your home, anything that has to do with your lifestyle, up leveling your lifestyle. There's definite doubt in your mind if this will ever happen for you, if this is ever going to come true. And that kind of disappointment, that kind of doubt is definitely pushing it away. With the Five of Pentacles, what I see is that your focus is a lot on what you do not have and not being grateful for what you have. And that is one of the biggest factors why some people push away their hard code earned manifestations. So you need to stop doubting that if you will receive it or not, and you need to start being grateful for the life that you have right now, because the universe rewards frequency. And if you are in a frequency of lack, there's hardly anything that can bring in abundance for you. There's hardly anything that will bring in any kind of fortune related to your manifestations. And the Son of Pentacles, which is the Knight of Pentacles in reverse, it says that because you are so focused on what you do not have, what you tend to do is that you hamper your action. You sit down, you keep doubting, okay, will this happen? Will it not happen? If it happens, then what? If it doesn't happen, then what? You spend so much time building a spider net around you that it, keeps you stuck. It keeps you stuck from taking any action whatsoever. And believe me that knights are usually movement, and the Knight of Pentacles is the slowest moving knight. So when even the slowest moving knight is in reverse, is in the opposite direction, what movement do you expect to happen from someone like this? So start being grateful for what you have. Otherwise, there's no point in tasting this nectar that's meant for you. The life that you're destined to live will only come true if you start being thankful for what you already have, because there's no other way that you can unblock this manifestation coming to you. And with the Daughter of Cups and the Mother of Cups, so this is Page of Cups and Queen of Cups. This has to mark a transition within yourself. So the Page of Cups is new, is fresh. This is someone who is very innocent, very fragile, very sensitive, none of them being harmful qualities. But this Daughter of Cups has to become the Mother of Cups. Not biologically, I'm talking about growth, about maturity, about sensitivity becoming your power, naivety becoming your strength. And you need to learn how to use your sensitive parts as your power. You need to trust your intuition. First of all, you need to learn how to trust your intuition, how to identify your intuition, because you have a lot of it. You can rely on yourself for all kinds of answers, and even while you are watching this reading, you must already know these answers. You are already very self aware, you're very emotionally connected. For a lot of you, you could be dealing with careers that have to do with emotional well being of people, or anything that deals with well being or safety of someone. And if not that way, then you are a very kind, a very caring, nurturing person in your personality. What you need to learn is to definitely know when to stop, when to start. So you need to learn how to regulate yourself, especially your own emotions. Because when you go too deep into emotions, it can hamper you sometimes. You see how the nectar, the intoxicity is about self control. It's about losing yourself in it, and you need to learn how to not lose yourself in dreams. You need to learn how to see these dreams, how to dream in life, but also to be so mature to know what kind of action or strategies will take you towards these dreams. With the Eight of Pentacles and the Mother of Wands, which is essentially the Queen of Wands, it tells me that okay, so these cards are kind of opposite. Okay, see, and I'll break it down for you. So the Eight of Pentacles is a spider web, and the spider takes time to build the web, and only the spider can build this web. So if this manifestation has to come true for you, then you have to take it out of yourself. You have to make it happen for yourself by your only self. You need to be consistent with it. You need to be strategic about this, and you need to be dedicated for this. You need to show up every single day without a doubt, without thinking okay, maybe I can miss this today. Whenever you get the feeling of okay, let me just miss it today, this one attitude in life where you are taking decisions naively is going to hamper your manifestation from coming true. And you see how there's a snake depicted here with the eggs. So this snake patiently waits. It lays the eggs, it patiently waits so it can see the eggs hatching and it can kill it. Right? So you have to wait for the right opportunity. It's not about you killing your own eggs, it's about you waiting for the right opportunity, you knowing when to act, how to act. This person, the Queen of Wands, they are very strategic, they know their way around people, they have a lot of connections, they're a social butterfly, but they also know what's going around when. They're very aware, they know how to use themselves as a strength. They know how their mind is one of the biggest tools for them to achieve anything. So you need to have this kind of approach where you're aligning emotional regulation, strategic thinking, and consistent action towards this life so this can finally happen for you. You need to stop being disappointed by what today is, because as the saying goes, your new identity must cost you your current identity. So if you wish to change yourself, if you wish to change your life, then it will cost you your life today. If you're in a habit of working only 2 hours a day, and along with that you like to watch a series, then you need to stop doing it. You need to work when you're working, you need to rest when you're resting, because this is not about working crazy. This is about putting in the work the right way. You need to learn how much, when, however. Okay, you need to identify what needs to go in, when it needs to go in, how much it needs to go in. You need to become smart about this. You need to smarten, sharpen up your strategy towards achieving this, and there's nothing that can stop you in that sense. Right? It is going to take some time. I see this thing happening for you maybe in the middle of next year, let's say around May, June, July. That's the timing I'm getting for you. Let's also see the timing and guidance from the Angel Answers Oracle deck. For the timing, right now is not the right time. That is what it shows. And it tells you to take action. So it's not the right time for this to come true right now, because even if you got your manifestation, you won't really be able to hold on to this life. So you need to show the universe that you're ready for this and you're ready to hold on to it. Because you see, a lot of people, they can earn well but they cannot really save well, or they really do not know how to hold on to that abundance that they have got. So you need to get into the energy of being grateful, of knowing how you can handle this responsibly, and the only way is to handle your current life responsibly, so even in the future the universe rewards you with the best. And the guidance card is look for a sign. You need to keep looking for signs as your guidance, because I think the doubt here lies when I told you about smartening your strategy, about honing your skills to match what action it demands of you. So, you need to look for a sign, you need to look for small wins that are going to be pushing you in the direction of, okay, this is what you need to do more of, this is what you do not need to do more of. And along with the Mother and Daughter of Cups, it tells me that your intuition is going to be the guide here. Doing, taking an approach, doing something whenever an action feels good to you inside. I'm not talking about it bringing pleasure. When it aligns with you, when you think that your dream self would do it, then you need to do it. Whatever you can imagine of your dream self having, of them having the lifestyle, of them having the career, anything that they have, you need to be like them. Not uh, instantly, but along the way you need to transition into this person. This is going to be a leap of faith, this is going to be a jump, and the only way is to do something and to try it, and then only you'll know what's right. So you need to take different approaches, you'll need to look for a sign about what works best for you, and that's how you'll realize and you'll become your real self. So, pile number two, this is what I had in store for you. Thank you so much for being in this reading. It was a really nice pile to do today, and I hope this gave you some answers. If you liked the video, if it resonated with you, give us a like. If you're new here, subscribe to the channel. If you want to talk about something, let's talk about it in the comments. And I'll see you again. Bye bye. Hello, dear pile number 3. Welcome to your reading. So, you had chosen the card of the comic for your pile, and as we can see, there's this cat wearing a birthday hat in this pile. So, let's see what this manifestation is about. One thing that this card tells me about you is that you are someone who's unique, because not everyone is funny, not everyone knows all kinds of jokes, and there's a specific kind of mind, a kind of approach, a kind of presence of thought that is required to be funny. Because not everyone can be funny. So there's uniqueness about you. You in some way, or this manifestation that you're looking forward to is unique in some way. And as likely as it is going to require a unique pathway to unblock whatever's stopping this from coming true. Let's see what the cards have in store for you. Alright. What is blocking your manifestation? King of Wands. Six of Pentacles. How can you remove these blockages? Three of Cups. Nine of Swords. And the timeline is Page of Pentacles and the Hermit. Okay. Let's sit with the pile for a moment before we start to analyze. As I told you that there's something unique about you, there's something unique about this manifestation that you wish to receive, that is confirmed by the King of Wands card here, because the King of Wands is a person who is different. Someone who is creative, who knows their way out, they are foresighted, they are very sharp-minded, and they are likely to do a business. So if the manifestation here for this pile is any kind of a business or a career position or any kind of leading in life, then this is a confirmation for you that you have landed the right pile. And the Six of Pentacles here tells us that this manifestation requires a balance, requires some kind of moderation at your end, which will help you in achieving this. Okay, so when it comes to comic, okay, when it comes to comedy or being funny, people need to know how much to speak so it doesn't get over. People need to know how do they need to do it so it is right and it is funny and it is not offensive. And the Six of Pentacles talks about this only, that you tend to either take all or nothing approach. Okay, and this approach I'll explain a bit. So you would either have days when you work too much, you like to work too much, you wake up, you work, and then you sleep on when you sleep when you are, feeling nearly unconscious that okay, now my body is giving up, I can't really do anything much, so now I shall sleep. But then the recovery takes a lot many days wherein you are so unsure of okay, what do I do next? So this takes you a lot of time to recover, which means that you're either doing the extreme work or you're doing no work. So your message here comes that you have to moderate, where you are putting in a little work every single day, you're putting in a certain consistency, a little dedication towards your work. You're working every day, but you're working in small amounts of time where okay, this much has to go here. You need to also balance out, okay, so today I'll work on this, then I'll work on this, then I'll work on this. Because if this is about a business or leading something, then you need to know when to put and when to put how much effort, okay, and what requires more effort as of this moment, as of next moment. So there's a lot of thinking that goes into it about the quantity and the quality of the work, right? What can help you unblock this manifestation is taking help and support from others. This could also be guidance from someone, and essentially there's a big message here that you need to pay attention to rest and sleep, because if you do not rest well, then this is going to burn you out and you won't be able to reach your goals. Okay, and asking other people for support, for perspective, for guidance, and to talk to someone who has already been in your shoes sometime will really help you a lot. And even if it's just about expressing to your peers, even if it's just about talking to your friends, expressing, letting your burden down, that kind of a thing would also be really helpful. I'm talking about, just talking about your issues, just talking about the things that you are facing right now can also prove to be really helpful in your scenario. There can be some evil eye on you or on the kind of goals that you're doing, so I'll ask you to keep your mission private until it has been achieved, because some people tend to have bad intentions towards this, which usually is not something that you would want to block your manifestation. And the timeline here in the Page of Pentacles and the Hermit, it tells us that it is going to be slow. It is going to take around another year for whatever goals that you have for either your organization, your business, or whatsoever that you're working on. This talks to me about a pile that is talking about career, but this could be anything else as well. It could be about self development, growth. I do not see relationships per se, but whatever this wish of yours is, it is going to take around another year for it to come true. So you need to be aware of that, as it is clearly depicted. Also, you are in the initial starting stage of achieving this goal, so you need to know how long you will have to wait for it, and then also need to be aware of the fact that it is going to take some more time and dedication on your part, right? Let's see about the messages that you need to receive, the guidance along with the timeline. So the timeline says that you're ready. It means that you can start working on whatever you want, and it will be readily served to you as you are working in it. And for the guidance, the card comes to be improving health. So maybe, and this falls around the 9 of Swords. So it does tell us that you need to take care of your health, diet, sleep, lifestyle. Any kind of improvement in your health or mental health will help you in achieving this faster, quicker, and more efficiently. So thank you so much for being here, and I'll see you another time.